The year is 1997, and under the heat of the July sun, the waves of the Atlantic Ocean lap against an oceanographic trawler, the Ocean Wrestler, currently several hundred miles east from the Bermuda Triangle and alone on the horizon. On the weather deck stand 4 searchers, the sea breeze filling their lungs as they pose for a photo. Behind them, a specially constructed, toughened submersible designed to operate under severe and abnormal conditions, ideal for their purposes. Standing proud in his boots is Greg Blower, the financial backing behind this historic adventure, the sweat congealing on his brow as he suffers the infernal heat. Behind Mr. Blower is Simon Creek, officially Mr. Blower's bodyguard, unofficially the good-for-nothing nephew. Then, the enigmatic Helen Milton with her alert scientific mind, educated in the top colleges in the country. Finally, Professor Caldwell, world-renowned archaeologist, considered to be a fruitcake on the hunt of a lost cause by many in the archaeological community, but in his heart and mind, he knows the many clues and legends he has followed will prove true in the end. The 4 enter and seal the only exit to the submersible. The tension in the air is thick, and as the professor checks the oxygen pressure levels, the winch is started up and the submersible is slowly lowered into the deep, murky Atlantic Ocean. The search for a mystery hidden by the sands of time has begun. This is the search for Atlantis. Atlantis, a myth known around the world as the city which was sunken by an angry god. Many have searched for it and failed. The lost city has hidden itself well from the prying eyes of the world. As the submersible descends fathom after fathom, Helen watches the instruments act quirkily. It started with a twitch here and there, then some unbelievable readings. Looking at his chronometer, the professor smiles to himself. A quick warning about an abnormal magnetic field puts Helen's mind at rest, but agitates Mr. Blower and confuses Simon. It happened so slowly they almost didn't notice. At first it was just a little dim and warm. Then as the sleek yellow submersible continued into the magnetic field, it got brighter and brighter and warmer. Then Simon noticed a fish, a big fish, a glowing fish. He pointed it out to the professor, who smiled and said it was a prophetic dolphin, reciting a passage written by Christopher Columbus, who spoke of mystic glowing creatures making ethereal noises and guiding them through dangerous waters. It took just a second for the professor to decide the path they should take, and as the dolphin began to swim further into the murkiness, the professor told Helen to use the dolphin as their guide. This drew more than a raised eyebrow from Mr. Blower, who was expecting a well-choreographed scientific mission. He wasn't expecting this. Guiding the submersible through the silence of the seabed, leading them right to the center of the magnetic field, Helen watched the radar as many other curious dolphins began to surround them. Helen smelt the burning electronics of the guidance console and knew they were going to crash. The submersible shook violently as it made contact. Everybody was thrown from their seats onto hard, unforgiving surfaces. In the dim light from outside, Mr. Blower searched for his cigar lighter, constantly muttering insults at the professor. A hull-ripping creak shuddered through the small craft as it finally came to rest. Simon found Mr. Blower in the darkness and helped him to his feet. Meanwhile, the professor was both thanking and praying to the gods. Helen piped up with a status report, her fingers trying the dead controls to no avail. Most of the electrics were gone, and the hull was taking on water. Then the professor suggested she should try the outside lights, as they had their own power supply. There it was, the professor's holy grail and Mr. Blower's unique business opportunity, Atlantis. In London, several days later, and in the middle of a snowstorm, a newspaper editor waits.
Kendall, you look exhausted. Have all those football matches you've reported on finally got to you?
Not really. It's actually a great job.
I see. Well, you remember a couple of weeks back you said you really wanted to be a serious reporter. Well, now here's your chance. I'm sending you to the Caribbean to find a missing professor. It's a top story, and I know you won't let me down.
Well, Did you say the Caribbean?
Yes. It seems Professor Caldwell went there recently, but since then, nobody has heard a thing from him. You may remember that he came into the office a few months back, claiming he was onto the biggest archaeological discovery of this century.
Chief, I'm happy doing the sports reviews here in snowy England. The Caribbean sounds great, but this is a job for a more seasoned reporter. Isn't there somebody else you could send?
Now, Kendall, I think you're underestimating your talents. I've seen something in you which only the best reporters have. I think it's about time you went on a serious report. You're wasted on the sports section. This assignment will hone your skills. All expenses are paid, and you're free use of the company's plane to get you wherever you need to go.
You want me to fly in that rust bucket across the Atlantic? Forget it!
It's not so bad. Here, take this rum. Have a quick drink before you take off, and you'll be out like a light. You'll find that she'll hold together once in the air.
Are you sure you can't get anybody else to do this?
I'd go myself, but I'm working on this ancient languages piece for the next issue. It's fun for an old connoisseur like me, but you wouldn't appreciate it.
The Caribbean, I'm beginning to like the sound of sun-swept beaches and...
Bye, Kendall. Go find me that professor.
Bye, slave driver. Oh, I mean, Chief.
I'm wasting my time on him. This time you won't be able to talk me round, however hard you try. My dear Pass, it's opened so many doors for me, amongst other things. A clever trick turning the employees into alcoholics so they forget being exploited. Besides, it's a cheap brand, which comes as no surprise at all. The way to the outside world, a quick taxi ride, and I'm at the airport. And this would be the infamous lady painter of the Caribbean. I think I expected someone different.
Excuse me, ma'am, but what are you painting? From here you can only see the fountain, some buildings, and a couple of palm trees.
Don't call me ma'am. Call me Judith. Oh, Aunt Judith. World-renowned psychic painter.
Okay, Aunt Judith. And what is it that you are painting right now?
I'm painting your future. But this is not the time to ask questions. You're a good-looking young man. Don't you have a girlfriend?
You're the psychic one. You tell me.
It doesn't work that way. Why don't you do something for the old legs of Aunt Judith?
Okay, sure. What do you want me to do?
Go and fill up this little pot with clean water. You see, I can't wash my brushes with this dirty one.
Okay, I understand. Well, just give it to me, Aunt Judith, and I'll see that you get some clean water.
Good. Thank you.
And this would be the...
Have you seen a strange-looking English guy around here? Well, he's a scientist and probably came here with a lot of equipment, doing some research.
If I'd have seen such a man, I wouldn't have missed a dinner opportunity. Dear, I've seen nobody like him.
Okay, thanks anyway.
This stuff really stains. I've got to be careful not to spill it on anything valuable. It's a big, strong door. I can't open it. It seems to be locked from the inside. Something's not quite right here. It reads, I'm on spiritual retreat. For urgent messages, write to Postbox 335, Hotel Splendid, Bahamas, your loving priest. Since when was the Bahamas a spiritual retreat? It reads for since some. What a beautiful map of the village. I don't know what to do with it. This stuff really stains. It's a real antique. Who knows where he found it? I'd better not. If it falls to pieces, I'll have to pay for it. A selection of tasteless junk. Old junk. I didn't know gum trees were on the island. There are dead insects trapped and stuck to the tree. The garbage collectors are apparently very lousy here. I'm not at the point of rummaging in the rubbish just yet. I feel like I'm just pouring my chances of success away. He doesn't look very friendly.
Excuse me, friend. Is it possible to visit the museum?
Certainly, if you pay for a ticket.
Why did you leave your old wreck right here?
Old wreck! This is a classic Mustang. You just can't find these cars anymore.
So, how much is an entrance ticket?
$2.
Nothing concerning football. It's all fastened securely in place. What a hodgepodge. What is it supposed to be? I'm wasting time. I don't need this. What a hodgepodge. The needle points east. The inscription says, here the pirate Mancuson placed his compass as an everlasting memory of his first heroic boarding. A bit of a megalomaniac, this Mancuson.
Who gave you permission to touch? This is ancient stuff. If everybody touches it, it won't be long before everything is ruined.
If this portrait is a good likeness, he really was scary. Look! Viva the South Wind! That must be his motto. What a hodgepodge. Nothing. There's a motto carved on this shield. Viva the South Wind. I can turn it a little, but nothing happens. All ancient and decaying artifacts. All ancient. Why is this piece of cloth hanging out of the wall? Very strange. It doesn't help to pull it. It's stuck in there tight. All ancient and decaying. I'll bet this thing made one heck of a bang. I don't understand how it could help me. I don't understand. I don't. Judging by the dust and its general condition, I'd say that it's a very ancient book. Hey, there's a letter tucked inside. An ancient letter. Interesting. It's signed by the chief of the governor's guards. It seems to be a service report. Let's see what's in there. After 3 days of strict siege, my men managed to penetrate inside the fortress, forcing the barricaded doors. However, inside there was no sign of Mancusan pirates. They vanished again, using means which may resemble sorcery. Interesting. It's signed by the chief of the governor's guards. It seems to be a service report. Let's see what's in there. After 3 days of strict siege, my men managed to penetrate inside the fortress, forcing the barricaded doors. However, inside there was no sign of Mancusan pirates. They vanished again, using means which may resemble sorcery. Interesting. I've never seen so many ancient books in one place before. There's nothing I can use here. From here, it should be possible to see the entrance to the museum. Look, you can see the curator's rickety old car. This stuff really stains. I've got to be careful not to spill it on anything valuable.
Hey, what's happening? Oh no! My precious little car! Damned hooligans! My poor little thing! Don't worry, Daddy will clean you.
There's nothing I can use here. The needle points east. The inscription says, "Here the pirate Mancusan placed his compass as an everlasting memory of his first heroic boarding." A bit of a... This is strengthened safety glass, not easy to break. Besides, that compass is built into the wall. A clever trick besides... I don't think it's a good idea. What a grim face the pirate Mancusan had. If this portrait is a good likeness, he really was scary. Look! Viva the South Wind! That must be his motto. The needle points east. The inscription says, "Here the pirate as an a bit of a megalo... Old junk. A selection of tasteless junk. A clever trick besides. I don't think it's a good idea. I'm wasting... It's signed by the chief of the governor's guards. It seems to be a service report. Let's see what's in there. After 3 days of strict siege, my men managed to penetrate inside the fortress, forcing the barricaded doors. However, inside there was no sign of Mancusan pirates. They vanished again, using means which may resemble sorcery. Interesting. snappy little thing. Oh no! It's gone under there! The little monster. I don't think it's a good idea. A simple door. It isn't very difficult to force this lock. It's been very worn, and it's got a piece of cloth missing from the one sleeve. It isn't good enough to... An old dirty mug. This hammock is very tempting. It looks really comfortable. I better not. If I lie down, I'll fall asleep. This seems to be the professor's handwriting. If I can make out this terrible handwriting, I think it reads, maybe Simon is a fool, but he's strong as a lion. Who is this Simon? With his bare hands, he tore up the headstone from the floor of the church, and under it was the missing key. I can't read anything else but musty passage to an ancient tomb. What a strange idea to put a squared hole in the middle of their coins. It isn't good enough to wash the floors with. Forget it. It's been very worn. What a strange logic the Mexicans had, to put a square hole in the middle of their coin. An old tavern mug. Dirty, too. Nothing but junk. A metal net. It looks very strong.
Hey, what are you doing, boy?
Well, I was looking at this beautiful net. Very strong, isn't it?
Right. Leave it alone. I don't want it stolen.
Stolen? Is there a thief around here? Good to know. Nowadays, you can't trust anybody.
Right. A cheap thief who wants to take advantage of a poor, harmless, retired sailor.
You're absolutely right. What do you think about, I don't know, perhaps maybe putting down that thing? I don't know why, but it makes me nervous.
You're making me nervous, boy. What are you looking for?
To tell you the truth, your net is really beautiful. Would you mind lending it to me for a while? I need to take care of a little matter around the corner, and then I'll bring it back.
Never! With this net, I captured the wild shark mincer when I was only 13. All the Caribbean islands still talk about that. And with this net, I make a little money showing it to the tourists passing by.
Remarkable, really. But I promise you, it's only going to take me a few minutes.
I don't know why, but my index finger is itchy.
Okay, I've got the message. I'm going.
Good, and be quick about it.
I think this is what is meant by an old sea dog.
Hi, you getting some fresh air?
What do you want, son?
Well, I'm interested in the local sites. I'm a tourist.
Well, I'm the man for you. I know everything about the island.
Have you seen an English professor with his assistant around here?
You're American, aren't you?
Yes.
These islands are becoming fashionable for you guys lately. Before, nobody came here, but now,
What do you mean?
not too long ago, a strange guy came here. English for sure, and he was looking for something. He was asking a lot of questions. He was looking for trouble, and he found it.
Such as what trouble? What else do you know?
I know that you ask too many questions for a tourist. Take a hike. I'm busy.
Please, just tell me where he went. It's very important.
Who knows? I don't need this hassle.
I read a strange letter in the museum. It said that the pirates always managed to escape capture. How do you explain this?
Their chief, the famous Mancuson, was the most astute and cunning of all the pirates.
Why the most astute?
There are some very good stories about him and his voyages. The governor, trying to capture the pirates, turned yellow because of the jaundice he got from being angry. They used to call him Don Canary.
But how could Mancuson escape every time?
This is still a mystery. They used to go inside the fortress, which is now used as the museum. And puff, they disappeared. Whoever tried to reveal their secret was always found, hanged by the tongue.
Yuck. He wasn't playing around, old Mancuson. Do you feel like telling me some of the tales about the pirate Mancuson?
Tales? This is history. Once the pirates ruled these islands.
Interesting.
My brother and I are the last descendants of the ferocious Mancuson. Look, kid, I got the pirate's tattoo on my arm. There are only two of us in this world that still have it. Me and my brother, Tobias. Also called Black Sheep. Blast him.
Well, you don't seem very friendly towards your own brother.
The betrayer stole my life savings and ran away with my map to look for Mancusion's treasure. I saved every penny to go myself in search of the treasure when I retired. But you see, blast it.
Oh, come on, don't think about it. If he finds the treasure, I'm sure he'll send you a check. Show me your tattoo.
Cool, isn't it? Only members of the gang could have this tattoo done. A white dolphin with the secret motto, Viva the South Wind.
What does it mean?
If I tell you, it wouldn't be a secret motto anymore, now would it?
That's true.
Well, you asked me about the English professor. Here's what's left of him. Keep it. It's a souvenir of the dear, curious professor. He lost it while I was taking him and his assistant to the oceanographic ship off the coast of Bermuda. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
A magnet. It seems to be very powerful. I wonder what I can use it for. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. This rust bucket is taking on water everywhere. I'm no sailor. I get seasick just looking at the water. I don't even know which side is port or starboard. It looks like an old rag, but maybe it can be useful. It looks like an old rag. I won't get anything done like this. I'd better be careful. It's still very sharp, even... Those are old jute bags. There's nothing interesting here. Boy, this is sharp. Yet, judging from the dust, it looks very old. I need to have a better idea. Wait a second. This book has a royal emblem on it. Let me see. Wow! This is a manuscript of Christopher Columbus's travels. Interesting. Let's read it. We are in an unknown and mysterious sea. The compass turns on its own, and in the night, the crew gave the alarm after seeing strange shining fish around the Santa Maria. Our position on the charts, 30 degrees latitude and 70 degrees longitude. I'm sure the professor also read those notes, but why leave them here? These are the trunks they used on the old sailing ships. I can't open it. The locks are completely rusted. It's a cabin trunk from a ship. A pile of moldy rags that smell really bad. I've no need for these smelly things. Those kegs must have contained grog for the crew. I leave these for the historians. Boy, this is sharp. I need to have a better idea. Boy, this is... I need to have a better idea. I can't open it. The locks are completely rusted. A magnet. Everything's wrong. Let's try something else. A clever besides, it's a cheap... I don't think it's a good idea. A clever trick beside... I don't think it's a... An ancient parchment. I don't understand. There's only this big M on the bottom. Maybe it's the initial of the pirate Mancuson. An ancient part. He doesn't look very friendly.
Sorry. Don't you have anything better to do than breathe down my neck?
Don't try to be funny. I know what kind of guy you are. I don't trust leaving you alone. And then, I'm only doing my job.
It's empty.
Here I am, Aunt Judith. Unfortunately, I didn't find any water for your brushes.
You're a very bad boy. I really thought you would have tried to help a poor old lady. Go and try again.
I don't think it's a good. This doesn't make sense at all. Let's try something else.
Chief, how much will you charge to take me? Look, I've got a map.
Nothing.
Wonderful. Let's go right now.
You didn't understand, son. Nothing, because I won't take you there.
But your sign says boat tours.
If I go out, I want to come back. I took those other guys too, and I'm not going back. You must be mad to want to go there. I still have some years to enjoy in this life.
The professor and his assistant? You've got to tell me what happened to them.
Stubborn like you. They went out there, and there they disappeared, swallowed by the sea. Good for them. You want the same end? Have a nice trip. I'll stay home.
Well, then I'll swim there.
Good. Put an apple in your mouth and spread some rosemary on yourself. Sharks love such delicacies.
Well, come on, then there must be a way to reach that place, right?
Yes, there's only one way.
How?
With old tweezers. With old tweezers, you can sail through a hurricane.
Tweezers? Who's that?
Tweezers is not a guy. Tweezers is my good luck white crab. I lost him. Without tweezers, I won't do anything.
Listen, Chief, if I find your tweezers, you will take me there, all right?
You'll never find Tweezers. If Tweezers hasn't come back yet, it means that he's dead. Or he's been kidnapped. I told you once and I'll tell you again. Without Tweezers, I don't go anywhere. I'm going to just sit here and ponder life.
Get ready to leave. I'll see you in an hour with tweezers.
Wait, let me give you this. It's his favorite food. Poor little thing, he must be starving.
What a delicacy. For crabs, it smells all fishy. Oh no! It's gone under there. The little monster. I won't get anything done in this way. I'm wasting time. I won't get anything done like this. I don't think I can do that. I'm wasting time. Everything's wrong. This doesn't make sense. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's... I won't get anything done. If the sailor sees me, I'm in trouble. A metal net. It looks very strong. Everything's wrong.
Here I am again.
What do you want, son?
Do you have a gun?
Why don't you stay in your own country? What are you looking for around here? Get out of here!
How rude these natives are. Is this any way to promote tourism? I don't think so. I'm leaving.
I think this is what is meant by an old sea dog. An ancient... This doesn't make sense at all. I'm wasting time. It's signed by the chief of the governor's guards. It seems to be a service report. Let's see what's in there. After 3 days of strict siege, my men managed to penetrate inside the fortress, forcing the barricaded doors. However, inside, there was no sign of Mancusan pirates. They vanished again, using means which may resemble sorcery. Interesting. Ah, what a relief. A little fountain. The knob is missing. There's only the pin, and that's square. I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time. I won't get anything done in this way.
Here's your pot of clean water.
Thanks, kid. If you ever need your auntie, you can count on her.
Hi, Judith. It's me again. Can you tell me if there's an area with a lot of crabs on this island?
Try over there near the bungalow. There's a little isolated beach.
I heard that once there was a pirate called Mancuson sailing from here. Do you know anything about him?
Oh, they're old tavern stories. You don't believe that stupid stuff, do you?
But what about all the evidence in the Castle Museum?
It's probably all fabricated as a tourist attraction. I don't believe in any of it.
No, this experiment doesn't make sense. Yes! I've got you now. I'm glad this isn't trying to pinch me. It's gone all quiet. Here I am again, and this time I'm not alone.
What's that?
What do you mean? Don't you recognize him? It's your beloved Tweezers.
Listen, kid, either you're colorblind or you're trying to kid me. This is a very normal crab. My Tweezers is white, a rarity. Either you come back with Tweezers or you can forget about your trip.
Come on, a crab is a crab. Can't you turn a blind eye?
I'll permanently close your eye if you try to kid me again. Come back with Tweezers or don't come back at all.
Well, hi, Aunt Judith. Here I am again. Can you do something for me? You see this crab? Could you paint it white?
Paint it white? Oh, sure. What I really need is a little drop of rum.
At your age, Aunt Judith, you really shouldn't drink.
Tut, tut, tut. You don't want to challenge old Aunt Judith as far as rum is concerned. Listen, dear. I've been raised on rum, and with rum they'll bless me at my funeral. Give me the bottle, and I'll paint that crab paisley if you want. Ah, just what I needed. Give it to me. I've painted on canvas, bricks, and even on people before, but never a crab. Here we go, brand new. Leave me now. I've just had a flash of inspiration.
And I have no rum left. But I've got a new and improved tweezers. Let's go.
Here I am again, and this time I'm not alone.
Oh, Tweezers, my friend! Where have you been? What are you waiting for, kid? Quick, let's go!
The professor got here in this thing, but now it's flooded. It says, "Attention! Open only in case of emergency." This appears to be the black box recorder. I'll take it with me. I'm sure the editor will know how to use it. I don't see... The professor got here in this thing, but now it's flooded. I think it's completely wasted. The professor got... I'm curious to see what's on the other side. Something tells me this thing can open the portal. There's some kind of icon, too. There is a small slot here. Could this be for some kind of key? If I pull on this rope, the sailor will throw me in. This is the black...
Hey, Chief, did I promise you results or what?
Good job, Kendall. Did you find the professor?
Well, not quite, but I've got something here that might tell us what became of him.
Black box? Hang on a second. I have just the thing for this. I think this jack here will fit into, yes. Here we go. We're in front of the biggest archaeological discovery of this century. Quick, Helen, let's get on the diving gear and go open that entrance door.
But Professor, how?
With this little thing, dear Helen.
A colored rock?
This isn't a rock, but a key conceived by a technology superior to ours.
Hey, Professor, ain't that the thing we found underneath that pile of bricks?
That was no pile of bricks, Simon, but the remains of the deconsecrated Church of St. Theodore in the English county of Avon. Thanks to many years of patient research, I managed to find that abandoned church and a secret that was for centuries hidden behind those sacred walls. Yeah. And now you're wasting time telling us how you did it. Come on, let's go. The sub has been damaged by the crash, and it's starting to take on water. This time I agree, Blower. Everybody ready? Come on, let's get out of here. Interesting. Very interesting.
Interesting? I risked my life diving the depths of the ocean to get that, and all you say is interesting?
Tell me, Kendall, What else did you find there?
Not a lot. An abandoned sub and a gigantic stone portal in the rock.
Come on, Kendall, don't you understand yet? You need to do an inspection of that church mentioned by the professor. Maybe you'll find other clues there to help us find out what's behind his disappearance.
Don't tell me I've got to leave again.
Straight away. I'd really like to go in your place, Kendall, but see, I have to work on this piece about dead languages. Great fun for a connoisseur, but you...
Don't tell me. I wouldn't appreciate it. Okay, I'm out of here.
An old well. It looks as if there's still water down there. A sweet little kitten. It's so cute, and the poor thing is probably hungry. Ouch! It scratched me. Keep your claws back, you beast. What a peculiar little girl.
Hey, what's the weather like up there?
You being funny? Look, picking fruit is a very hard job. Leave me alone. I don't have time to talk.
Can I hold the ladder for you? It looks dangerous.
No thanks. I don't need any help.
Well, this little girl knows what she's doing. What's your name?
Polly Jane. And this is Attila, my little cat.
Attila?
Right now, he's an ordinary farm cat. But in a few years, he'll become a tiger, protecting me from outsiders who disturb me while I pick fruit.
Are you from here?
Yarp, born and bred.
Why don't you come down here for a second and talk to me?
No, I've got to finish here.
It's a nice place. Is that church very old?
Yeah, it's medieval, but it's not used anymore. Not for many, many years.
There must be ghosts at night.
Joke about it if you want, but I wouldn't stay a night in there for anybody or anything. The wind through the windows makes strange noises, and inside it's full of tombs.
Ooh, it's weird. But you made me curious. I'm gonna have a look. Will you stick around until I get back?
I don't know. Goodbye, and don't anger the spirits.
I think I'll let you work. I'm sorry to disturb you. See ya.
Well, goodbye.
It's a big, strong door. I can't open it. It seems to be locked from the inside. It looks as if this cow is enjoying life to the max. I don't really... The vegetation around here is very rich. I really have no use for these. This door has rusted itself shut. It's impossible to open. neatly gathered from the surrounding fields. I'm wasting my time here. I have no use for bales of hay. An old-fashioned haystack. If I need to waste time, this is the place. Needle anyone? Neatly gathered. I'm wasting... Everything's wrong. Let's try something else. I won't get anything done in this way. Damn! The mug has broken, and the cloth is dirty with resin. I guess I pushed the cloth around a little too hard. That has closed the leak. Come on, Carolina, keep going. Here you go, little kitty. Help yourself. Cats are strange creatures. Now it's purring. I think it's a useless attempt. I think it's a useless attempt. What a wonderful window. It's a pity the church is derelict. Its beauty is wasted. I'm only wasting my time here. Here we go. Ladders are very useful for reaching high places. Who knows how many sins have been forgiven in there? The confessional has a gap by the wall. Maybe there is something behind it. This broken tombstone has a very sinister look. I don't understand how this could help me. An ancient urn. There are still some ashes inside. Boy, this is heavy. I better make sure I don't drop it on my foot. Wow, this time I really had a great idea. We have a success. It looks like a secret passage. Only one way to find out where it goes. This menhir must weigh a ton. It's impossible to move it. It's a tunnel for the archaeological diggings. I feel claustrophobic just looking at it. I feel claustrophobic. I don't see anything here I'm interested in. These are tombstones. They send shivers up my spine. What if the spirits get angry? I'd better leave it alone. These are tombstones. Narrow and yet strong iron bars. It's impossible to break with anything I have. I'm not doing... I'm wasting time. I'm wasting... This doesn't make sense at all. This doesn't... Like this, it's useless. I feel claustrophobic. I don't see anything here I'm interested in. Now I'm wasting time. I feel claustrophobic. This doesn't make sense at all. Let's try something else. These are tombstones. These are I'm wasting time. This doesn't make sense. An ancient part. An ancient. This doesn't. I'm wasting. An ancient. I don't see anything. It's a tunnel for the archaeological digging. I feel claustrophobic. This doesn't make... This doesn't make sense. This broken tombstone has a very sinister look. I'm not doing... This doesn't make sense. This broken tombstone... definitely looks similar to the statues on Easter Island. Something tells me that should be my next stop. It's an ancient medallion. It must have been very precious to bury it with its owner. The decayed remains of its inhabitant, whoever it was. This symbol reminds me of something. Ah, that's right. It was at the bottom of the ocean. The professor must have found the key here that he talks about in his notes. This is the medallion I found in the tomb under the church. Look, this picture looks similar to Stonehenge, but with all the stones in place. I really must go there. I wonder what that thing is above the stones. A gem, perhaps. This doesn't make sense at all. Let's try something else. I'm wasting time. This doesn't make sense at all. Let's try something else. This doesn't make... I'm doing everything. Perhaps Easter Island has some answers for me. Let's hope I won't be cursed. Let's hope... What a strange... I'm not doing... What a strange... Let's hope I don't understand. It definitely looked... Something tells me... I'm wasting... I don't understand it. This mysterious writing looks very ancient. My editor would probably love it. This doesn't make sense. I've got a tracing of these hieroglyphics with the white side of this sheet and the ashes in this urn. An ancient parchment. It seems to belong to Mancuson. It's a strong...
Look, Simon! We have the world at our feet!
Boss, these buttons look interesting.
They give me an idea. Let me see.
This button is moving the crosshairs on the planisphere.
Let me do it, animal. Well, let me see. This way moves it east and west, and this way moves it north and south. Good, good.
Try to point at San Francisco. My mother-in-law is in San Francisco. Let's see if I can manage to get her on my life, once and for all.
Who cares about your mother-in-law? There's power here like I've never seen before. These buttons have a specific meaning. I think this symbol means storm, and this is a tornado.
Do you mean that we can command the elements as we like?
It would certainly appear so.
Well, come on, boss. Let's try.
What a strange object. It's a heavy metal octagon with flat crystals embedded onto each side. I wonder what it is. What a strange object. It's a heavy metal octagon with flat crystals embedded onto each side. I wonder what it is. Who knows how hard it is to lift these rocks? I could get a hernia doing that. But I think that's a useless attempt. They don't look safe. With all those crumbling rocks, I'm risking a lot here. Hey, you!
Oops! Him! Is there something wrong, my friend?
What are you doing with that tube?
And why do you care? Is it your car?
No, but you're not supposed to do that.
Mind your own business.
At your age, do you still steal fuel with rubber tubes? That's something young boys do.
Well, I'm young in spirit, and so what?
For such a small amount, you could have bought the fuel.
Buy? I don't know the meaning of the word.
Well, how do you survive?
Like this, with rubber tubes for the fuel and double pockets in the supermarkets.
You're an expert at those tricks, aren't you?
To be modest, it's an ancient family tradition.
Roots are roots, aren't they?
Sure. My father was the mentor for me and me brother, and before him, me grandfather and great-grandfather, and so on.
Oh, illustrious family, I see.
An ancient pirate family, no less.
You've gone down in the world if you're just a petty thief.
Each period has its habits anyway. For your information, besides these little things, I'm an expert in bag snatching, any kind of robbery, scams, frauds, dice, and card tricks. I open safes and locks, I can open any gate, and I avoid alarm systems. I am here to serve you, my friend. My name is Tobias, also called the Black Sheep.
That reminds me of something. Of course! I've already seen that tattoo you have on your arm.
Impossible! Only we, the descendants of the Rum Cay pirates, have it.
Sure, you're the brother of the sailor on Rum Cay Island. He told me about Black Sheep, the one who as a kid was the only one to be caught while stealing Grandma's biscuits.
Silly old woman. She was very smart, and man could she hit. She used to say, "Stupid, I caught you every time. Take this and learn. And this and this. Next time you'll be smarter."
You learned your lesson thanks to those smacks.
Yup, life is funny. How's my big brother?
Fine. He goes around saying that if he sees you, you will regret it. You did something really bad to him.
He's never been one to jest.
How do you make your living around here?
With my hot air balloon, mainly.
Hot air balloon?
Yes, I do panoramic tours while I pick the pockets of the tourists. That's what I do to make some money. A tourist comes on my balloon to take pictures of the area. I bring him up high. I hit the line, the basket moves, and he's scared to death. So he doesn't pay attention while I take his wallet. What do you think?
Wonderful. Well, it's obvious this profession is in your blood.
If you feel like it, we can have coffee in my hut later.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'd rather not go for a coffee with a grown man in a sailor suit.
No, you get the wrong idea. I just want you to tell me about my big brother. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Bye. Enjoy your work. You live here, so you must know a lot of things about the island and its legends. Tell me about them.
Not now, I told you. I'm busy. If you feel like it, we can have coffee in my hut later.
Maybe.
Come on, I've got to work now. See you later.
It's always relaxing to hear the sound of the sea crashing down in seashells like these. These are so tiny, all I will hear is a small splash. It's only natural to wonder how the women looked. I'm only wasting my time here. Well, at least that means that the island isn't that small. Maybe it's the baby brother of those big heads. I'll investigate more. An old abandoned lighthouse. What if there are ghosts? If the mountain will not come to Muhammad, Muhammad must go to the mountain. What about me? My name is Kendall. I'm only wasting time here. This doesn't make sense at all. Let's try something else.
Here I am, back in old London town. The smell, the sights. Oh, I love this place.
Good to see you, Kendall. But you don't look 100%. Are you okay?
First things first. How did the last game go? Did we win?
Nope. They lost badly. Don't make that face. There are more important things in life.
Like what?
Dead languages, for example. Very exciting.
Well, then have a look at this and knock yourself out. I think I'll devote myself to football in future. All this research on the professor will be good for nothing but the garbage dump.
You don't have enough faith in yourself, Kendall. Don't give up. I trust your abilities. You deserve more than the sports section.
Actually...
Well, let's have a look here. Yes, interesting. You've discovered something hot.
Like what? Some ancient recipe for Stegosaurus burgers?
Seriously, Kendall, this is a rare copy of an ancient Tuareg dialect. Where on earth did you find it?
Under an abandoned English church. You said it was a Tuareg dialect. What's that?
Well, the Tuareg are an ancient African tribe. You found it in a church? Now that is odd. I don't understand how it got there.
Oh well, too bad. I guess this is a lost cause. Well, at this point, all we can do is set our heart and soul into winning the championship. You know, I was thinking about writing an article that compared the skill of Stanley Matthews to the current-day English center forwards. What do you think?
The only person I know able to translate this stuff is the Prince Emir. He was a genius at Oxford and graduated with honors. A real golden boy, and not just because of the fortune he inherited.
Or, what about a nice article about the symbolic meaning of the Cameroon team shirts? The readers have been waiting for that for a while.
Kendall, pay attention. When you leave, tell my secretary to make reservations for a flight to Tamanrasset via Algiers. Your flight leaves tonight. Find Prince Amir and get this translated.
I was thinking about the Cameroon team. I'm sure you can find another sucker to get this translated. I'll just,
Prince Amir's a nice guy, you'll see. Say hello to him for me, Kendall.
Oh well, we're losing the championship anyway. I don't really need to be around for the final defeat.
Wow, she's a Mediterranean beauty, a real oasis in a barren landscape.
Hello, young woman. I'm an English journalist. My name is Richard, and I'm here to find a person called Amir. Do you know him? He's a very well-traveled and highly educated member of the Tuareg village. My boss, the editor, he asked me to talk with him.
Stranger, you have his wife Lala in front of you. Tomorrow, you will have his widow.
Why? What do you mean?
Not too long ago, the village celebrated for 3 days and 3 nights the wedding between Amir and Lala, the daughter of the tribe's chief. But the wedding banquet quickly became a funeral wake.
Amir, your husband, is he dead?
You don't understand, stranger. Amir will die tomorrow, accused of killing my father, the chief of the Tuareg tribe, so he could inherit his title. I'm here in front of the tent of my ancestors, crying for my father, since I don't have any more tears to cry for my husband.
Let me enter the tent. I need to rest to think it over.
No strangers will ever enter this tent. Only Tuareg princes are admitted here.
Please?
I don't know you. I can't be sure of what you really want. Let me pray, stranger. An orphan and a widow is asking you to respect her mourning.
Enjoying your meal, my friend? May I interrupt you for a moment?
You're already doing it.
I'm looking for someone able to translate mysterious writing. I'm willing to pay.
Get out of here. Don't you see I'm eating?
I have one question before I go. Do you know Prince Amir?
Amir is not a prince anymore.
What do you mean?
After what he did, he doesn't deserve any title.
What happened?
Ask him. He's the one locked in the fort's prison. And that was 3 questions. Now get out!
He is in real bad shape.
Hey, you. Can you hear me?
Who's there? Aren't you tired of tormenting me?
No. I'm not one of the guards. I won't hurt you.
I can't see anything. They beat me up.
Listen, I'm looking for Amir, the prince.
You found him. Or at least what's left of him.
I understand this is not the best moment to ask you this, but I need your help.
My friend, I think there's no one who needs help more than I do right now. But if I can help...
Do you know this language? Can you translate it?
I'd like to help you, but believe me, I can't even see your face from all the beatings I got.
Do you think there's anybody who will know it?
There is a man who can certainly help you. He's the holy man of Aghar Mountain. He can do everything except set me free, even if he does care about me a lot.
Why did they treat you like this?
It's barbarous treatment, isn't it? Maybe in your country they don't even treat animals like this.
Don't be so sure about that.
Well, if I was going to become king, as I was supposed to, I would have abolished these horrors, but somebody has made that impossible.
What happened?
A very cunning conspiracy. The king of the Tuareg tribe was shot just as I was shooting outside the fort, as I do every day when the sun goes down.
So it was natural to charge you with the murder?
By somebody who had their own reasons to do so. A few days ago, I married Lala, the daughter of the chief who was killed, and because of this marriage, and my royal family, I had the right to inherit the crown.
Evidently, there are others trying to get it.
I did not kill King Ibrahim. For me, he was like a father. His wisdom and his justice would have been mine in governing. Do you believe me?
I believe you, Amir.
Glories to Allah.
Can you prove that the murder of the king is someone else?
If I could, do you think I'd still be here eating rancid bread?
Do you suspect somebody?
I know very well who'd like to see me dead, but how can I prove it?
Can I do anything for you?
Very little. But maybe...
Tell me. I want to help you.
Really? I think you may be the right person. Take this ring to Lala, my wife. Only with this will that saint of a woman trust you and help you in finding the guilty person.
I'll go.
I'll be thankful to you for the rest of my life, even if my life should end tomorrow.
I've got to go, Amir. I have a job to do here.
You two leave me to my destiny.
If I could help you, I would. Believe me.
Allah watches over you.
Don't despair.
I'll pray. Goodbye.
Are you the officer in charge of the prisoner?
Soldier Narabuth, guard of the prison for 20 years, 7 months, and 14 days.
Bad job, I guess. Hey, do you know Prince Amir?
Stranger, you don't seem to be with the tour. What are you looking for? Don't you know it's forbidden to talk with soldiers while carrying out their duties?
Sorry, but I didn't mean to distract you. I just wanted to ask you if you know this man.
If you have a look inside there, you'll see what's left of him. He's locked in the cell, waiting to be hung.
What did the prince do to be treated like this?
Sure, a prince treated like a dog is something that has never happened before. Well, new chiefs, new laws.
Tell me what happened.
The chief of the tribe, as maybe you already know, has been shot. A rifle shot to the middle of his throat.
Where were you?
I was at the fort's entrance as usual, and I ran. But for what? His head was apart from the rest of his body, and nothing could be done for him. Later, 3 women were needed to clean up the blood.
What a terrible sight.
That's what happens when you're rich. If you stay in your poor hole, nobody comes looking for trouble.
Then what does Prince Amir have to do with all this?
It has to do with the strange coincidence that the gentleman was just practicing his shooting around the corner.
Couldn't it have been an accident?
A nice accident if you inherit the leadership of the tribe. The prince had the right to the succession after the chief's death, since he married his daughter. But he couldn't wait. The chief was as healthy as a horse who doesn't want to die. Can you imagine him dying for the nice face of the little prince and his modern ideas?
Didn't they get along well?
It's not that. The king loved the prince. He did. But they couldn't understand each other. 2 hard heads, but each with his own ideas.
What do you mean?
The old man was made of the old style, tied to the ancient traditions. The young boy is a crazy one. He would like to do everything the Western way, and the king didn't like it.
Did they argue a lot?
Sure they did. Just the night before the tragedy, I heard them yelling. The boy sold some dromedaries without his permission, and with the money, he bought some kind of evil car. We get only trouble from you Western people. He was right, the old man.
Well, how about you? What do you think about it?
Well, I'm not paid to think about his innocence or guilt.
Good. My visit is over.
That's fine. I don't like strangers.
You're very hospitable around here.
Stay out of trouble. We still use corporal punishment, and a couple of lashes wouldn't look that good on your pale skin.
I know what I'm doing. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
A jeep is the only vehicle to get around in the desert. I guess from the tire marks in front of the jeep that there is another exit for vehicles. It's locked, and I won't be able to force it open. Strange things. What are they made of? Some kind of reptilian scales? Disgusting. They're horrible and probably uncomfortable. Forget that idea. I can't imagine what its parents look like. Both ugly, probably. It's probably better to take a walk somewhere else. I care about my blood being on the inside. He looks strange. I wonder if there is something about him I should know.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, stranger. How can I help you?
Actually, I only need some information.
Nothing can be denied to a guest of the Tuareg tribe. Please, come in. Have a look around.
Thank you.
In my shop, you'll find the most luxurious oriental goods. Lotions to lose your hair, pigeons with wonderful voices, odorless perfumes, mattresses of nails and cactus spines, and...
Thank you, but I only wanted to ask you if you know Prince Amir.
Prince Amir? You've got the wrong man. For that kind of stuff, you have to go to the prison guard. But how about a sand croquet? It only costs 2 coins.
No. Thank you anyway. It's getting late. I better be going.
Come back again, stranger. You can't leave our country without having tasted a sand croquet.
This unfortunate incident is very serious for your tribe. What's going to happen now?
If you are talking about the chief's murder, it was deceitful and premeditated aggression.
Do you think so?
Sure. The Prince Amir had the audacity to break our sacred laws, but he'll be punished. But let's not talk about this. Do you want to buy something? Like maybe a bag of tar tobacco? A collection of gigantic butterflies? They're absolutely necessary on a long trip.
Who's going to rule the tribe now?
There will be long consultation between the people and the leaders. And finally, they will give forth a decision. The new chief will be elected by the Tuareg, not through inheritance. Try this mixture of dromedary-flavored herb. You'll never be able to live without it. Only 3 coins.
No thanks. I'm allergic to anything that has dromedary in it. Goodbye.
Damn tourists with no money.
Your bazaar is really well stocked. You appear to have a wonderful selection of goods. How's business?
We've been merchants for 7 generations. Our clients are among the most illustrious. Would you like to look around?
If looking doesn't cost anything.
Of course it doesn't. Would you like a cup of crocodile-flavored tea?
No, thanks.
Here we have spices which you can't find anywhere else in the East, and which our women use to poison their husbands. Then, over here, the pewter samovar, and here the silver samovar. And they are used for the crocodile tea. Very appreciated among the tourists.
What about these rugs?
I see that you have a good eye. Take one back home with you, and they will bring beauty to any home.
No, thanks. I don't think they would suit my home. But thanks anyway.
Then bring your mother some spices. She'll use them to cook very tasty meals.
Actually...
You immediately see a good deal. You're a smart guy. I suggest for you 2 jars of each of the 100 royal spices. A very good deal. They are on sale. And if you also buy a rug, I'll give you this scale pillow to rest your feet.
Thank you, but actually, I don't need anything.
It's a deal, young man. The people back home always appreciate a scale pillow from a faraway trip.
It's hard to say.
Here, the prices are really good. Shall I pack everything together, or do you prefer 3 different packages?
I'm sorry, but really, I don't need anything. Thank you. Now I better go.
You won't find such scale pillows anywhere else during your trip, remember?
I'll think it over. Goodbye.
See you again, stranger.
Lala, I'm bringing you the sign of my friendship between you and your husband. Look.
This is the ring which sealed my marriage. Where did you get it?
Your husband gave it to me to bring you. You need to trust me, Lila. I'm your friend.
As Amir gave you this ring, which my father bestowed upon him to seal the wedding promise, you are, for me, my husband's brother, and I have to obey you.
Let me enter the tent. I need to rest to think it over.
In this tent no stranger has ever... But you have my husband's ring, and I can read good intent in your eyes. Go in, but make sure nobody sees you.
Several pieces of a pot that has broken. The insides seem to have been covered in some kind of powder. These pieces are useless to me. It's just a little table. Nothing interesting here. There's nothing I can... It's an ancient case. I can't open it. Its size and shape would suggest that it was caused by a bullet. You can see the fort from here. I could smoke this like an Oriental Sultan, but I get plenty of fumes from the polluted air in London. This is the main pole of the tent. It holds the middle up. I don't think that would be wise.
Well, listen, you must tell me everything you know about your father's death. Where you were, when he was killed, and what you were doing.
You twist the knife in a wound still bleeding.
You have to make this sacrifice to save Amir.
I'll tell you. I was resting from the fatigue of the wedding ceremony. I was in my father's tent. I was waiting for my husband to take me for the first time to his tent. I've never entered it. Amir was in prison, and we haven't even kissed.
When the murder happened, did you notice something?
I was sleeping and dreaming about my husband. Suddenly, a crash awoke me.
What was it?
From the central pole of the tent, a sacred pot of the tribe fell. A pot where the chiefs from generation to generation conserved the colors to paint their faces before a battle. Now I know that this was the premonition of tragedy.
Do you think that Amir is innocent?
My father's ghost appeared last night in the tent and swore to me that he would never have given me in marriage to an evil man. Amir is innocent. The real murderers are part of a conspiracy.
Thank you, Lala. I'll do everything I can to help you.
May Allah protect you.
Several pieces of a pot that has broken. The insides seem to have been covered in some kind of powder. These pieces are useless to me. There is a bullet in the pole, and there is a hole in the tent. If I look in the direction of the bullet through the hole, I'll discover where it came from. The top of the fort is just in the line of the bullet's path. I don't think it's a coincidence. There is a bullet in the pole, and there is a hole in the tent. If I look in the direction of the bullet through the hole, I'll discover where it came from. The top of the fort is just in the line of the bullet's path. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Thank you, Lala. I'll do everything I can to help you.
Wait!
What do you want to tell me?
You're a man.
Yes, at least the last time I looked.
You don't understand. Let me finish. You're a man, so you've the right to enter the fort where my husband is kept prisoner.
So?
Take this food to him. The prisoners are fed with a horrible gruel, not fit even for pigs. Amir is only used to eating regal fare. He must be hungry.
I'll do it.
May Allah protect you.
Enjoying your meal, my friend? May I interrupt you for a moment? You're already doing it! Get out! I've heard about the murder of your chief. Good! You can tell it to your grandchildren when you get old. I'd like to know more about it. What do you want from the Tuareg tribe, stranger? I'm a journalist working on assignment in this area. We journalists, we're a curious race. I say meddlers! If you prefer, were you present when it happened? Unlike you journalists, I'm always somewhere else when trouble happens. What do you mean? If you really want to know, I was in the bazaar. See, I twisted my ankle. I was just having it treated. How did that happen? It's puffed up like a balloon. It's all because of that damn dromedary. He saw a snake, unsaddled me and ran away. I gave him many lashes afterwards. Now he's tied up out there, thinking about his faults. Is it a dromedary or a camel? I think it's a camel. No, wait. Maybe it's a dromedary. Well, there's a way to figure out what it is, and it has something to do with the hump. 2 humps? 1 hump? It's a dromedary, I think. Maybe it's just better to forget the idea. I've got something better than that horrible brew they give you here.
Oh, how can I thank you? I haven't eaten in 2 days. It's impossible to eat this stuff without being sick.
This is coming from friendly hands. It's food prepared by Lala.
Oh, my sweet wife. Give me the food before somebody sees you. You could be punished for doing this.
Well, here, get some strength.
Thank you, stranger. You're like a brother.
Was your food good? Your wife, is she a good cook?
I must confess, my friend, that it was wonderful.
A young wife can sometimes overcook the meat.
No, my friend. The flavor was perfect. But the filling was hard enough to break your teeth. Look at this.
Wow! Your young wife is wiser than she looks.
Unfortunately, this lockpick is useless. The cell is so confining I can't reach the lock. Take it. If they find it on me, I'll only receive more punishment.
No, this is not the right way. This will open many locks, just as long as they're the right size. Tire marks. Let me see. There are some drops of oil, and the trails go off to the east. I could follow these tracks, but I don't see why it would do any good. What a strange building. It must be hot inside there with no air moving around.
Oh, my head! We are doomed! A curse will be called down on all the Tuareg tribes. The scrolls predict it. Allah curse him. You were hit badly on your head. Relax now, and tell me what happened. Who are you, stranger? What are you looking for from the preeminent holy man Gadir Ahmed? I'm a journalist. My name is Richard Kendall. But tell me, what happened to you? A man with no fear of Allah deceived me and stole the gem which has always protected the Tuareg tribes, the sacred Amaret. When did it happen? Last night. The traitor asked for hospitality during a sandstorm. I welcomed him, fed and protected him, but then he hit me on the back of the head and knocked me out. And so he ran away with the precious gem? What did he look like? Do you remember? He was blind in one eye. A black eye patch was covering the missing eye. Of course you don't know where he could have gone. When I regained consciousness, I managed to drag myself to the door just in time to see him leaving in an old jeep going towards the south. What's there? Some villages of, oh, my head. Sacrilege! Sacrilege! Allah forgive me. I must pray a lot now to obtain the divine forgiveness. I was the guard of the gem and I have failed in my duty. Don't distress yourself. It was not your fault. We'll do something. Now rest. Listen, it's no coincidence that I came up to your cave. What are you looking for, stranger? I know you can read the languages of your ancestors, and that you can translate these ancient inscriptions. Yes, those of my calling have the task of preserving Tuareg knowledge. So, help me. Look at this paper. Can you understand this language? Allah be always praised. Where did you find these inscriptions? Oh, in Europe, in a tomb of an ancient Christian church. Oh, this is very strange. What's the meaning of this inscription? The translation into your language would be similar to this. Green and light as seaweed, but powerful as a wave. On its 8 regular sides, crystals from Atlantis shine. From you our strength, magic stone. In you is reflected the ocean civilization. You lead us to Levidium, as precious as black coral. Magic lighting stone, you lead us to Levidium, our life and transportation source. Do you understand the meaning of these words? No, stranger, but you will in time. Goodbye, holy man. My task here is over. Goodbye, stranger. It is my wish that Allah will take care of you for the rest of your life. You are a clever and fair man.
The strange object I found in the church is a metal octagon with some crystals embedded into its sides. Now I can understand what the holy man said. This strange object is a Levidium finder. These markings are very mysterious. I don't understand anything. I'm wasting time. The bare essentials. It's impossible to open this door. Hey, somehow this door has made that green octagon from the church glow wildly. It works. The door is made of Levidium. The little thing is wonderful. It's built from a strange metal, and those markings look similar to those I found in the tomb. Hey, my pocket's buzzing. Somehow this door has made that green octagon from the church glow wildly. I think that's a... This doesn't make sense. I'm wasting... It's built from a strange metal. Hey, I won't get anything achieved this... An empty out... A Jeep is the only vehicle to... I guess from the tire marks in front of the Jeep that there is another exit for vehicles. I won't get anything achieved this way.
What a nice animal. He must be very playful.
Yes, and he loves to bite tourists who are too inquisitive. Do you want anything, stranger?
Nah, just looking.
Do you need some rat poison with added vitamin C? But be careful, your curiosity must stay behind the counter if you want to keep your nose in the middle of your face.
If you say so, but it looks like your pet is sound asleep instead of watching your stock.
He pretends to sleep. Try to get closer to the cash box, but don't move too quickly. The experiment could cost you an arm or a leg. Anyway, I've got some fantastic artificial arms to replace a missing one.
No thanks, I believe you. Nice dog anyway.
Do you want to buy it?
I really wouldn't know where to put it.
Hey, wait! I also have some special devices to fold dogs. You can fold the dog and put it in a comfortable suitcase. Only 5 coins. The dog is included.
Goodbye.
Damn tourists with no money.
I won't get anything achieved this way. I don't need any souvenirs that I can't get from duty-free. Local handicrafts. Strange. I'd only be wasting my time.
Thank you, Lala.
May Allah.
I can't open it. Enjoying your meal, my friend? May I interrupt you? What do you want again? I told you to go. I've got the impression that my presence here is not. I won't disturb you any longer. Goodbye, pest. What is that? A door. Where does this door lead to? It's an ancient secret of our people. What are those strange drawings decorating it? It's the Tuareg memory, the history of our origins. I'd like to see what's behind this door. It's not possible. Behind it is the cave of the mystery. Only by knowing the sacred word do you have the right to open it. I'd only be wasting my time.
I won't get anything achieved this way. I think it's a useless attempt. I'm wasting time. Everything's wrong. Let's try something else.